Hello and welcome to a deck building session. Today I'm trying to look at how to build a Donovan, because I'm going to be playing in a tournament with him in under 11 hours, so I guess I should have a frickin' deck ready. The first thing that I tend to do when building a deck is immediately look for cards with synergy, and I wanted to build him because of a stairwell escape shot, which gains all the keywords of a card that you remove when you play it. It's already got 4 itself. Donovan gives a damage bump based on the number of keywords. So, if you remove a copy of Nutcracker here, with its 5 keywords, you get a 9 keyword attack, commit 1 foundation, you get a 13 damage reversal on your hands. So that seems like an automatic 4x slot to me. I'm just going to put these over here. You know what? Put him on top. It's kind of exactly what I want to start the deck with. Donovan going to sit on top there. Next thing that I'm going to look for is any further synergy, especially with that fantastic response of his. I want to find ways to really make good use of that. So the first thing that I searched is, got a little ultra tab here, is I want cards that do things when they deal damage, because that's the opposite of blocking. He says after an attack is blocked, draw a card, so I want to do things that give me a win-win if they're not blocked, and something if they are blocked. Demon Realm doesn't really exactly cover what we need, but it's also a great card that just basically doubles down on Donovan's ability, so I think I'm going to have to include that. Feels pretty necessary. English Aristocrat might work. Thing is, my attack has to have 2 or fewer keywords, and Donovan wants a lot of keywords, but we'll include it, and we'll just put it off to the side, see if something comes of it, you know? Further down here, none of it's really standing. Oh, Throw It Out's a really good one. That's a standout. That's the card that gives your attack some stats, and if the attack deals damage, you draw a card. So basically, I'm guaranteed to be drawing a card regardless. I guess I don't really have my numbers set up, so I'll just set these about, and I'll get my numbers in action once I'm further down. I'm considering including Kersplat, an attack that if it deals damage you gain 2. He's pretty sturdy with 29 health and built-in damage reduction, but might consider a couple Kersplat for a fine block and some healing. Nothing really wrong with that. Let's see, nothing else. Oh, forgot to be clicking on the tablet. Nothing else is really standing out. Scarlet Thunder's good, but I don't have the momentum. So next I'll look for, say, well, that's probably a bit too general, but I want things that trigger when you would block with them, or when your attack is blocked. Such as Radiant Wing here. If it's not blocked, I draw 1, so it's basically guaranteed to be drawing me a card. I don't think I would Donovan pump it, but I mean, it already starts out as probably 7 damage, so I'll put it in here. We'll see if I want to run it, you know? Might end up getting cut because it's a 5 difficulty. Very good block, though. Goes really well with English Aristocrat, so maybe those will end up being happy together. Let's see, anything else in here really appealing? Oh, Reduction. If it's not blocked, I get a momentum, and it pumps all my other attacks. Normally I don't like to run Reduction in a 6-hander unless they have ways of getting extra attacks, and Donovan really has that with his free draw. So I think that's alright. Power Cycle goes hand in hand with Reduction, so let's just throw that right in. Power Cycle puts your Reduction into your card pool to give yourself free stats when you need them, so yeah. I think that's alright. As long as they're both together, they're happy. Ghost Thief Funeral's pretty cool if I had momentum, but I'm not really that momentum-y. Let's see, Cryokinetic is not bad at all. Another 1 keyworder. But we don't need to be spamming Donovan's ability. Honestly, his response is kind of the main reason I really love him. So I might run Cryokinetic. If it is blocked, I draw a card and gain 2. So honestly, it's probably just going to hit every time, right? And I've got nothing wrong with an attack just doing 5 to my opponent casually. So maybe I'll include a couple of that. Include, yes, that's a word. Cryokinetic. On the subject of guild attacks, actually, kind of makes me want to run, where is it? Soul Devour. Maybe at like a 2-fer, because a 6 diff is rough. I'm definitely, well, it's kind of goes hand in hand with Donovan in that I'm not going to be committing a foundation to give it 1 damage, but that's fine because it's a 6 difficulty, so I don't want to commit more anyway. And yeah, I think that's going to work really well with him. I mean, it shares 2 symbols and came out in the same set as him, so maybe there's a reason for that. Anything else in here triggering off blocks? Cormorant's a gooder. I might look at including a Cormorant. Maybe I'll have him in the side. Let's see, English Aristocrat does say 2 or fewer. I've now got these to give +3 speed. Reduction if I really want, Kersplat. Alright. I think you've earned your spot in the deck. Are there any other... Oh! Actually, Plant Barrier. That's one that I love with him. After you block with it, add 1 card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. So you just get to set up Donovan's draw for free. And it gets you a little momentum. If you lose a health, add a card from your staging area to your momentum if you attack with it, which isn't bad, because we got a powerful 4 over here. We got an EX3 that I like to slap onto this. Actually, yeah, you could reversal with this, give it powerful 4, and really hurt someone if you're in a pinch, you know? That's not bad. Okay, maybe 2 of this might be good. I know this is a little messy right now, but I'll be realigning it soon. Let's see. It'll probably end up getting cut, but I really do like meaning business. When your opponent blocks your attack, they discard momentum. It's kind of rough, but it's good. Next we want to go to something that the all symbol is actually pretty good at, and that's messing with the top of your deck. Now, I'm bad with this scroll wheel. Scrolls are difficult. So I'm just going to search top and see what we come up with. Approximately too many results, honestly. Daughter of the Bladed Rod. That's neat. It lets me set up the top 2 cards in my deck, and my opponent gets to discard one of the top 3, so it's probably never going to be an attack. But you know what? I'm going to run it at probably a 1 of, and just see how I like it. Partners in Crime is alright if I had more attacks that share with my character. I think I've got Radiant Wing. You know, that's not bad with Radiant Wing, actually, because I'm guaranteed to draw after it. So I would be able to set up my draw pretty well. Okay. Anything else? This is guaranteed to draw me a card. Okay. Well, not guaranteed. They might just not play anything. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to run Partners in Crowd Fighting. I'm going to include it for now. Oh, and silly me, I'm running Nutcracker, and I don't have Sense of Morals down here yet. Whoopsie. Anything else in here to set up the top? Well, not a huge amount. I mean, Guilty Throne is good. Even if just draw 3 cards. But that's a little expensive for our tastes. Orphaned Alchemist tends to go in decks on symbol just to being a delightful 6-check. I know there's one in here that I'm looking for from Goro's page. Secretly Plotting. This is a card that doesn't get used. Look at the top 2 of your deck, replace them in any order. That is fantastic for Donovan, who gets to draw after blocking. So you set up a 5-check and draw a block. Or draw an attack, you know, what have you. Fallen Angels is kind of the same way. If you block with it, you get to look at the top of your deck, and you can discard it if you don't want it. It's alright. I mean, it's still a 0 diff if I really need it. So maybe I'll include a couple. Just a couple. And one last idea. I could include United Kingdom of Smash to be able to pick up my Fallen Angels and block with it. It's a risky idea, but hey, it's a -2 low block. I've got a +1 high block. Here's a +2 mid. You know, I've got some alright blocks. It should be okay. I can block with my staging area a fair bit. Okay, so let's organize these attacks. What I like to do is organize things by the quantity that I'm going to be running them in. For instance, the 4X cards will stay at the top. Anything else I care to run 4 of? I don't think there is. Radiant Wing, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I really don't have many 5 difficulties, so Radiant Wing could probably come in at a 3 of, and that would make me happy. Reduction at probably a 2. As you can see, I go 4, 3, 2, 1. It's actually pretty easy overall in Tabletop Simulator. You can just group them all and copy-paste. Put Probably 2 of reduction. Let's say 3 cryokinetic. 1 soul devour, probably. 2 plant barrier. Let's see how 4, 8, 6 is 14, 16, 18, 21. Let's see. Do I have any high threats? Most of my deck seems to be mid, with my only high attack being Curse Splat, and it's not hitting for much. It's just kind of there to extend a string, honestly. So my biggest attacks are probably going to be, bearing this thing coming in for huge, my Nutcracker coming in for a lot low, and Soul Devourer coming in for a lot low. Both of them are basically 4 low 8 to start. I don't like all my threats being on low. Again, Stairwell is going to be mid, which is not exactly low. But I don't think... I know a good high threat is Akimbo. Love that one. Okay. Alright. Now, of course, some of this really came from me knowing a lot of cards, It would have been easier if I probably just went to Ultra, searched high attack on the all symbol, and just came up with something good. But I know I really like Akimbo. It comes in 6 damage easy. And I guess it's already got 3 keywords, so Donovan can pump it up to 9 damage really easy. Now where do I want to include this? Currently, that's at 22 attacks. Plant Barrier, you can come down, 21 attacks. I might drop this to a 1-of inside a second? I don't know. Maybe I just don't even need it. It puts us at 20. I think. 4, 8, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20 attacks. There we go. No, both of my high attacks are the 4-ofs, or the 2-ofs, so that ends up being alright. Might go 1 less cryokinetic, plus 1 akimbo. Yeah, I like that a bit better. There we go, that's an attack string, or an attack lineup. Now we've got to work on Spam Foundation. Well, I know I'm going to want a bit more speed, so let's look at things on symbol that add... Here's a little tip for you if you don't know this on Ultra. The underscore is a wildcard symbol. So I can just search +_ speed, and it'll show me everything that pumps speed. Marrying Age is a really good one. Let's throw that in here somewhere. And now that I've got all this done, I'm just going to compile them into 1 pile each. Compile. Haha, funny. Anything else for speed pump really tickling my fancy? Oh! True Identity. While I can't use the speed pump on it, it's still a very valuable card to run at a 1-of. Because, hey, plus to all my checks, nothing wrong with that. Wow, I'm running an all-symbol deck without running Scarlet Meteor. Good. Like to see that. Oh, yeah, United Kingdom with Spash has got a little bit of speed pump for me. That's good to see. Prophetic Fulfillment. If your attack has 1 or few keywords, remove it from progressive. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that fit that. I love the idea, but with only 4 attacks total, I guess it's not worth it. I might still include it at a 2-of. We'll see where it gets to. It's still got a nice block with a low at least. Can change his own to mid in a pinch. Yeah, 1 or 2-of. It'll come in handy. It's basically the same as True Identity, but you have to draw the right attacks to go with it, so... Well, let's say 2. Alright, anything else tickling my fancy here? Not really anything standing out. No, it's not looking like it. Okay, so I'm going to leave this as is. Another thing I'm really going to need is speed reduction, because my character Donovan intends to be blocking a lot, so let's start with both of those are fine options. I'll probably run maybe 2 telekinetic masteries. And Fei comes in at a 4. Let's bring these back together again. Just had to look at them for those 1 keyword things. What else on symbol reduces speed? That's not super good. I might run Caught by the Past. I don't know if that's worth it. Snake becomes Dragon. Only reduces speed if your opponent has face down foundations, but that doesn't mean it's bad. A lot of people do that. So that wasn't a lot. Did I run Telekinetic at a 2? That's rough. Okay. I know of another one. It's not the best in most decks, but Solomon's Teachings. I guess I should have just switched it here instead of there. Honestly, I think I might run it at a 3. It's just E-commit changes attack speed to 3. A lot of attacks now are honestly 5 or higher speed when they get going, so being able to change something to just 3 speed is very helpful. And you know what? I'll include one for the sideboard. 3 main, 1 side. Sounds really good. Oh, right. And there's one more. Adopted by a sensei. Now, it's basically Fei-Fei, but it only works if your opponent has pumped their speed. You commit flip, your next check gets +3 if your opponent's speed is above printed. So, it's basically Fei-Fei for one more difficulty, and it has to commit for it, which is rough. So I'm gonna maybe sideboard that in case I end up needing it. Next up on the chopping block, we should really be putting these into the deck, but let's look at a few more things if we want to add them. Donovan's ability actually is kind of costly with the committing 1 foundation. I mean, these days, and he's only a 6-hander. So let's look at things that ready foundations. Marrying Age, thanks. Initiate launch after keyword ability is played, ready it. Now, let's see. I did have a few keywords. I mean, Breaker isn't bad. Powerful. I guess there was a point to having this out. Reversal. I know I had some EX in my attack strings. A stun one. 4 stun ones. You know what? I think that's worth it. I think I'm going to run Initiate Launch. It's, oh, whoops. Okay, let's... I think I'm just going to run it at a 1 of because it's unique. After keywords played to ready it. Yeah. But it's still cool to have. I know another big one would be Wandering Pirate, which is... Did I just go right by it? No, it would be below that. Yes, Wandering Pirate. There we go. That's a beauty. I'll probably only have it as a 1, though, for the 4-check non-block, as much as I love it. Anything else really appealing? Not these things ready. Destiny's Path. If I have momentum. Racing Rivals also needs momentum. Not much is standing out, so I think we're fine there. And one last thing. I think I found enough things that synergize with my character. You know what, come to think of it, let's look for anything that just has to do with speed, honestly. I don't want attacks that have to do with speed, because attacks can touch their own speed, I don't care, I'm not here for that. I am looking for if there's anything additional to that, like switches weapon attack, speed, and damage. Right here. Also only a 1 of because it's unique, but hey, it's some good tech. I could switch speed and damage. If I really wanted, I could reduce damage and then switch them with, with Donovan's ability and that. And it's some nice tech. It might end up being very helpful. Let's see. Now let's just search for spam foundations. Get rid of that, clear that. Search by lowest difficulty first. And let's see what we have here. Fallen Angels. Did I already put that on the table anyway? Yes, I did. If there's anything else I'm looking for, I'll find it in here. Garden Mascot. If your tech is 1 or fewer, draw a card. That's kind of funny. How about... Wow, these aren't helping. Oh, Worthy Vessels. Always a good one. It's a tiny bit of damage reduction. I can't say no to that. Oh, Never a Day Without Training. And a character that draws so much, why not have some more draw? I mean, it's not the perfect logic, but here we are. I think that's basic. Oh! A couple things that aren't on there. I'm just gonna... I can't remember their names. Oh, yes, I do. Royal Bodyguard. And I believe Searching for Salvation. Yes, 2 of the newest DLC cards. Searching for Salvation is amazing, and I'm probably going to run it at a 4 of. There we go. Demon Realm. He could probably be a 3 with throw it down also at a 3. We're going to put this together at the end and probably find that it's way too big and I won't be happy. But we'll see what happens when we get there. Orphan Alchemist is actually going to go into the side. And if I don't end up needing Solomon's Teachings, which has a rough 2 difficulty 4 check, I can swing in Orphan Alchemist for a 1/6 with a 2 low block. It's a very nice swap. 4. Actually, I should really have my spam foundations aside so that I can count how many I have here. You're probably going to be a 4. Honestly, Marrying Age, I might need 4 as well. Beautiful high block, and I'm going to need that speed pump. Let's see. Never a Day Without Training, Worthy Vessel, anything else? Power Cycle. Oh, I ended up taking out the reduction, didn't I? You can go over here. Fallen Angels is still a maybe. And that's it for my spams. Oh, Meaning Business if I want it. Okay. So we've got 4 here. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, 4 here. I don't know, 11? Yeah, 15. 15 spam is usually about good. I'll have 2 of this. Make it 17 to be a bit much, but that should be alright. The deck's going to be a bit thick. Right now, I don't really know how many we're at. I'm sure I could math this quickly, but, you know, that requires work. Let's see, we'll stick 1 Cormorant in there for a nice block. I really want to try Secretly Plotting, so I'm actually going to have this at a 4 like a madman. 1 United Kingdom. How about Partners in Crime? I'm still not sure of, so I'm going to have her at a 2 of. Test that out. I'll put the snake over here with my sideboard. Look at this, we've almost cleared it completely up. Daughter of the Bladed Rod, I wanted to try it, so I'll have it as a 1. It seems alright. I'll just be using it on defense, you know? At least it's E once per turn as opposed to Secretly Plotting being, you know, E flip. It has a terrible block as opposed to this having no block. It's hard to say which one you want. Let's see, Royal Bodyguard. Let's do a 3 on you. And English Aristocrat. Ooh. Honestly, with that E-commit, that gorgeous block, I might want to say a 4 of, and then we'll see how big the deck is and trim from there. So this is actually pretty easy. Just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and then you combine it all. 78. Whoo, okay. Okay, now we're back here. We had 78 cards. That's just a teeny bit fat. So I only want 1 of this on the side. This is probably going to be a 2 of. I'll have this as a 3. So I've already got 6, 7. I have room to put 1 card in my sideboard. Sideboard, that's a word, and I still want to include this. I'm probably going to put it on the 4 slot and not be happy. Now, is there anything in here that I can move down a peg? Worthy Vessel, I can probably make that a 3 of and not complain much. Okay. Well, that's lowering by 1 card. Great, that helped a lot. Nothing much in here is really standing out to me. I could maybe move down, throw it down to a 2 of. I'm probably going to have to cut Partners in Crime altogether, as much as I want to run it. Fallen Angels, like, when your deck comes out of 78 cards, you probably need to start cutting some of the cutesy stuff that you think might do something. Then after you play the deck a few times, you might learn, oh, I want to remove this and that, and maybe you can try adding back in your cute stuff. Like Never a Day Without Training, honestly, I could probably move that down to a 2 of again. My low blocks seem fine, I think. They might not be, as much as I'm paying attention to them. Oh, let's see, 4 low blocks there. That kind of counts as a low block. Crisplat's got a good low. Prophetic Fulfillment, which might come down to a 1 of. Telekinetic, oh, that's a rough one. It might not even help that much. It's still going to come up. I'll keep it as a 2. None of the 1 ofs want to be cut. Oh, this is a difficult part, ain't it? Worthy Vessel, you're really wanting to go down the line. Royal Bodyguard, I'm going to move you to a 2 of. Any 4 ofs want to drop down? English Aristocrat, I'll probably make it a 3 of. Not all of my attacks can trigger. Honestly, most of them can, because Donovan's Enhance only works twice per turn. I'm really just going to be relying on these 2 for the big damage. and I'm mainly going to be using it for damage reduction. So I'm focusing on his response mainly. But, let's see, anything else? Oh, and I guess Akimbo is a good one. But most of the others are 2 or less keywords. You're really, really appealing. Fine, I'll run it at a 4, and I'll kind of base my deck around it. I almost want to cut Royal Bodyguard, as crazy as that sounds, even though it's got damage reduction on it, and it's got damage reduction, doesn't have minimum 1, unlike... Oh, wow, he also doesn't say a minimum 1. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how further to go from here. How many spams have I cut? Am I a madman running too few spams now because I keep cutting them? I've got 2 there. 5. 5 total, of course. 9, 13 with that. 17. Oh, I'm still probably over. 15 to 12 is usually a good point to aim for. Whoops, don't need to open that. So, I'm at about 17. Honestly, Worthy Vessel, I might just cut it completely. Yeah, I'll just cut it completely. Puts me at 14, and I'm still happy. Yeah, okay, I like that, I like that. The deck should run fine. Anything else that wants to get dropped down a notch? Secretly plotting should probably not be a 4, as cool as it is. Yeah, I'll make it a 3 of. Making the hard cuts, you know? Okay. I could just math these together, or I could just go 1, 2, 1, combine, 66. That's not unreasonable. Then I'd have to add more attacks to make that work, just because my attack number would be too low. So I think I'm going to try to cut a couple more. We could add an attack or 2 to make the numbers match up, and then we could just be happy at being mid-60s. It's not like I have any big combo pieces that I need to see, you know? There's no reason I need to be 60, so I might, let's see, +1 cryokinetic assassination, because that goes well with my prophetic fulfillment, and it's not bad. Puts us at 67. Any attacks in here I want to 1-up? I think as long as we're doing it, let's go +1 Soul Devour, because that's a wonderful block. Oh, and I could +1 Soul to Plant Barrier. Okay. I've +1'd a whole bunch of things. So let's see my number of attacks. 2, 4, 6. Come into here. We got 3 in here. At 3 of it's 9 each. Puts me at 15. 19, 23. 23 of a 69 card deck is pretty much 1/3. That's not bad at all. If I could just cut out a couple of foundations. No. I might actually be really happy. 69 card with 23 attacks is pretty much right on. You want to go with 1/3. So this is what I talked about in some of my articles, how sometimes it's not that bad to be a bit bigger, as long as your attack ratios are still in line. 69. Okay. I could still move one thing here, because I think this is only 7. I think I'm happy with the deck as is. So maybe I'll just put an additional attack in there in case I really want it. Like a Plant Barrier, you know? I don't know if I feel the need for it. How about a throw it down to cancel? Oh, I only am running 3 Demon Realms, right? I'll run 1 additional Demon Realm on the side in case they are throw decks, because it hurts on throws. So there's the sideboard. So what I'm going to do now, this is what I like to do. Let's get everything together. Get in the sack, sideboard goes in first. Then the character. Then we're just going to save that up. Give it a nice name so I know who it is. And then we'll give it a little bit of a test run, is what I like to do. You know, just to try out if turn 1... Oh, that's... Okay, fixed that up a bit. Just wanted to see how the turn 1 runs a little bit. This is actually pretty good. Nothing wrong with the 4 build. I tend to love my... I love my decks if they can go for a 4 build. That's what I want in my life. And all of that, we're just on 3s, so that's all set and dandy. Drop for turn 2. That's not bad. I mean, at the very worst, I can throw in Cryokinetic. In theory, they're not going to block it, right? Like, if they block it, I'm drawing 2, so it's probably just going to hit. I'll play a couple things. A couple lovelies. Yeah, the deck seems to run efficiently. On the enemy turn, I can look at the top 2, Demon Realm and Search for Salvation. I think it'd be funny if, I mean, as much as it's nice to draw a high block, it'll depend on my opponent. I would block with Demon Realm, and I would probably, because I want the high block, would check the Demon Realm, and then draw this with Donovan, and then draw one more with Demon Realm. I know it gets removed, but who cares right now. Get an akimbo, and then reverse. I don't know if I need to, but I could reverse. If I've taken some damage, I could really... Oh, yeah, that's good synergy. Plus... Oh, whoops. Set that to 90. There we go. I could use English Aristocrat to give it 3 speed. Make it a 6 high. If it deals damage, I'm going to be gaining 5 vitality. You know, that's not bad at all. Okay, okay. But 1 test is not sufficient. So I'll throw everything back on the deck. Give it another shot. Honestly, I'm noticing... While I did include the attacks to make up for the fact that I was a fatter deck, I did not include the foundations to make up, you know, the spam foundations. So I'm still only running 14, which is about right for a 60-card deck, not a 69. So I'm going to be a bit over on those, but it should be maybe okay. Let's try this on a 4. It still passed, but it was risky. I didn't have any spams to bring down the cost. Wow, it's this hand again, huh? Alright, alright. Do I have a sense of morals in there? If I don't, Nutcracker's a bit less worth it. I mean, I have it here and I could just start spamming checks. Personally, I think I would open with the Cryokinetic, and I would save the Nutcracker for my next turn, because this is probably going to get me momentum. I mean, I would say if they block it, I draw 1 and gain 2, so I'm going to be drawing 2 cards if they block it. Most people probably aren't going to go for that. So I think it's going to hit. That's just my theory. And then next turn I can throw out the Nutcracker, give it an additional 3 speed if I really wanted the end of string, and give it plus 10 damage between Donovan and Demon Realm, which is pretty good if I do say so myself. I can run these. Oh no, I need to commit 1. What do I do? Bring these down. And I've got a bit more tech. Let's just say that's momentum, probably. So I could do the... I'm not going to secretly plot him, because what I want to do is block with Plant Barrier on whatever their speed is. Let's say even I have to go like, oh no, I commit everything because it was horrible, and it's... I mean, it's a +0 mid-block, so we'll say I've got 1 up. After I block with it, add 1 card from my discard pile to the top of my deck. It'll be this Stairwell. And then I draw a card with Donovan. How crazy. And I play this on a 5. I check a 3. Okay, let's assume I checked a bit better than that. Just, you know, the whole point is showing off what Donovan can do here. So after I play it, remove 1 attack from your discard pile. It gains all keywords. I could choose a second copy of itself. Just because, let's see, then it would be 12 damage and it would have stun 2. I'm going to do that. I'll remove another copy of itself. Then I have 2 instances of stun 1, which is pretty good. And then Donovan can commit anything, including, I guess, himself, for plus 8 damage. And I can say, suck my 12 damage reversal. Which, and if anyone's at, honestly, 12 or less health, they're probably going to need to do something about that, which is really appealing. Oh, also, on a 3, give it an additional 8 damage. Oh, that's good. See, now I know. I want 1 more Demon Realm in the deck. So, after what I've learned... Oh, no. Sort by when recently updated. You just bring in a new copy of the deck. Nice and fresh. I know I want a couple more spams, because I realize I didn't include as many as I should have. And I'm going to want that last Demon Realm to be main board, because, wow, that's cool. So let's put that guy right in there. We're now a 70-card deck, including Donovan, 71 including Donovan. We're going to want another spam. Maybe just 1, maybe 2. Might be Fallen Angels. No, because you're going to want to play them. Worthy Vessel, you might be coming back. swear it is. I might get rid of Royal Bodyguard. Well, no. What if I just added it? Just make it a 2 of add it. We're fat enough. Who cares? No, that's ridiculous. It's gotta be something worth just straight up removing. As much as I'm loving every card in here, though. I don't want to stumble on my checks by having bad builds, you know? But there's nothing in here that's just screaming, kill me, remove me so that you may enjoy the game. Maybe 1 throw it down? How many throw it downs am I running? 3. Well, with the +1 Demon Realm, I think that's very fair for me to just take out 1 of it, add in a Worthy Vessel, up to 15 spam and 70, which is still not the greatest. I could just remove Throw It Down completely. Would it be weird if I put that in the sideboard? I might just put Throw It Down in the sideboard. Yeah. Okay, I think that's how we're going to do this. I'm going to put every copy of Throw It Down on the side. I don't know when I would sign. I mean, the response is amazing. If your opponent would increase damage of attack, cancel its effects. I guess that's how we're going to do this. Now we just got to make the sideboard work for that. Okay, so we got the 4 of that. 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, Orphan Alchemist is pretty good, but I don't need it. You know what? 1 more adopted by a sensei. Get out of here, Orphan Alchemist. There's my 8. And I think that's a deck that I can be happy with. And I'm going to run that tomorrow and be happy. Now let's just resave that. And that's how we make a deck.